Good day. I welcome you to today's reading of our daily Bible session and to counting of the Omer. Thank you so much for joining me. You are with Robin at In the Family Way Coaching, and I am so glad that you are following along with this event, whether you are listening on your favorite podcast app or whether you're watching the video somewhere. I'm just glad that you're here. We are going to start our day with the counting of the Omer, but first, let's get our um, I can't think of the word, but credit out for Karen Henley for writing the Day by Day Kids Bible. Yay, Karen Henley! I love this version. It is so easy to understand, and I have really found it meaningful in my life every single day. And if you are following along, we have reached the end of April. We have a full month completed. My calendar is full. Get yours out too, because you're about to hear the Bible today and complete the month of April as well. And we know what day it is. If it's the last day of the month, we know it's Fraction Day for Jedi, Pearl, and Forest. All right. All right. So there are how many months in the year? That's right, 12. And April is which month? That's right. It's the fourth month of the year. And 4 goes into 12 how many times? You have to count by fours. 4, 8, 12. So there is 1 4 and 3 of those fours go into 12. So we are 1/3 of the way done with the year. That means we have only 2/3 left. That's a little bonus fraction there. There are 3/3 in a whole because 3 out of 3 would be a whole. There we go. Last month we were 1/4 of the way, and there was 3/4 of the way now left. But now we're down to 2/3 are left. Yay! Oh my gosh, this year is flying by. Woo! Well, let's count that Omer. First, we're going to start off with the blessing, and if you'd like to count the Omer with me today, just repeat after me. Blessed are you, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has set us apart by your commandments and has commanded us to count the Omer. Today is the 3rd day of the 3rd week and day 17. I have counted the Omer. Good job obeying, everybody. God commanded all of us to count the Omer, and I am so glad that you made the choice to obey and count the Omer with me today. Thank you. We are reading in the section of the Bible that Karen Henley has entitled Bad Kings. Whew, and they're doozies, aren't they? Wow. So today, oh, and I wanted to let you know, I spent some time looking up on my favorite pronunciation person, Julian something or another on YouTube. He has fantastic videos on how to pronounce words correctly. And he has a lovely French accent. His voice is just lovely to listen to. So if you ever want to know how to pronounce any of these biblical names, I will try to get a link up there to where I am finding out how to pronounce these names correctly. So today, I'm going to be pronouncing them correctly. They're hard, aren't they? Woo! So today we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 15 and 2 Chronicles chapters 13, 14, and 15. Our first section is entitled Judah and Israel Fight. And I know that we've been pronouncing that word Israel for a while, but since we are on the subject a little bit of making correct pronunciations, a lot of times we want to say Israel. But in reality, if you look at the spelling, it's A-E-L. So it's Israel, not Israel. It's Israel. Israel. So I just wanted to put that out there. Because that's somebody's name too. God gave him the name, gave Jacob the name Israel. Abijah was king of Judah now. That's how you pronounce his name, Abijah, like abide and then Jah. Abijah was king of Judah now. His army kept fighting Israel. Abijah took 400,000 men out to fight. And King Jeroboam of Israel took 800,000 men out to fight. Abijah stood up on a mountain, and he called, "You people of Israel, listen to me. God made David's family to be kings. But Jeroboam turned away from David's family, and now you're planning to come against God's kingdom. You are a big army," called Abijah. "You have your gold cow idols with you. But God's priests have left you, and you've made other people into priests." "We have not left God," said Abijah. "Our priests are from Levi's family group, and that's the way God said it should be. We are obeying God, but you have left God. So God is with us. God is our leader. His priests will blow their horns to start the battle. Don't fight God. You won't win." And while Abijah was talking, Jeroboam's men had crept up. And when Abijah's men turned around, they saw Jeroboam's men from Israel. The men of Israel were fighting the men of Judah. They were fighting them in back and in front. So the men of Judah called to God. The priests blew their horns, and the battle began. God made Abijah and his men from Judah strong. They won. Israel's army ran away, and Judah's army won because they trusted God. Abijah still didn't love God with his whole heart. He sinned like his father had done. But God gave him a son to be king after him, and that was because he was from David's family. David had obeyed God. There was only one time when he had not obeyed, and that was when he took Bathsheba from her husband and had him killed. Our second section is entitled Good King Asa. Asa. Ooh, I had to think about my pronunciation there, didn't I? Abijah was king for only 3 years. He died, and his son Asa became king. Then the land of Judah had peace for 10 years. Asa was a good king, and he did what was right. He took down the idols. He took down the other worship places. He told the people to think about what God wanted. He told them to obey God. So his kingdom had peace. King Asa built forts in Judah. "Put walls around the towns," said King Asa. "Build towers in them. Put gates in the walls. Make bars for the gates. This is our land. We obey God, and He is letting us have peace." King Asa of Judah had an army of 300,000 men. They had big shields and swords. He had more than 200,000 men with small shields, bows, and arrows. And they were all brave fighters. Back in Israel, King Jeroboam died. He had been Israel's king for 22 years. Then his son, Nadab, became king of Israel. But King Nadab did bad things. He sinned just like his father. Now a man named Baasha wanted to kill King Nadab. One day, King Nadab was with his army, and he was fighting against a city, and Baasha killed him. Then Baasha made himself king of Israel. Nadab had been king for just 2 years. And King Baasha killed all of Nadab's family, and that made the prophet Ahijah's words come true. God had said that no one would be left from Jeroboam's family, and that's because Jeroboam had made his people sin. And that made God angry. But Baasha was not a good king, and he sinned just like Jeroboam did. Back in Judah, Asa was still king, but an army from Cush came to fight Asa. Asa led his army out to the valley to meet them. Then Asa called to God. "There is nobody like you, God," he said. "You help people who are not strong. Help us. We trust you to help us. We fight this big army in your name. You are our God. Don't let men win against you." So God fought the army from Cush. They ran away. Esau and his army chased them. Esau and the army from Judah won. The army from Judah tore down the cities around the south edge of Judah. They took sheep, goats, camels, and other things. Then they went back to Jerusalem. Now God's Spirit came upon a man who went to see Esau. And he said, "King Esau and people of Judah, listen. When you are with God, he is with you. Look for him. Then you will find him. But do not leave him. If you do, he will leave you. Be strong now. Don't give up, and God will bring good things to you." Then Esau was brave, and he took down all the idols in the whole land. He fixed God's altar at the worship house. He loved God with his whole heart, and he obeyed God all his life. Lots of people from Israel had moved to Judah because they saw that God was with King Esau. King Esau called the people of Judah together. They put meat on the altars. The meat was a gift to God. They all said they would love God with their whole hearts. They said they would kill anyone who wouldn't obey God, and they promised with a loud shout. Then there was lots of shouting, and horns blew, and all the people were happy about their promise. They looked for God, and they found him. So God gave them peace. And that's the end of our reading today. I was so glad to get a happy reading today. We had some sad readings reading about the terrible things that the kings were doing, didn't we? And yesterday, you may remember, I was looking for King Abijah in the list of kings, and I couldn't find him. And I said, well, maybe it's because he wasn't king for very long. And sure enough, he wasn't. He was only king for about 3 years, it says. So our daily application for us today is to look for God with our whole hearts. Serve him with our whole heart. Love him with our whole heart. And God will give us peace. If God promises that if we look for him, we will find him. Isn't that wonderful? Our God is so faithful. And he was with that small remnant of Judah because they were with David's family. And God was faithful to David for having loved and served him. Even though there would be kings who would not always obey from David's family line, God keeps his promises. And God has promised that if we look for him, we will find him. And he also said that if we are with God, he will be with us. But if we leave God, then he will leave us. So our daily application is to stay with God today. Today and every day, we need to love God and look for God with our whole hearts, and to make God the most important one in our lives. And God has promised to bring us peace. That doesn't always mean that nothing will go wrong. It means that God will give us his peace, which goes beyond all human understanding. That even in the midst of battles, because the people from Judah did have to fight battles, but when they did, they looked to God to fight the battle for them, and God did. So remember that God will fight your battles for you as well, no matter what those battles are, if you come to him and put your trust in him. I hope I don't have a battle today. But if I do, I'm going to try and put my trust in God and remember today that God will be with us when we are with him, and not to leave him. And Jesus says he will never leave us or forsake us, which means to turn us away or deny us. I am so thankful for that. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's wonderful reading, and I will be here again tomorrow with May 1st's reading. And if you feel that God has lit your light today, give that little light button a click And let others know that you enjoyed the reading so that they will wonder what is all this commotion going on about over there at that Bible reading event. And we'll be able to tell them, it's God. We want to spread the word about reading God's word. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again or be here for you to listen to again tomorrow.